right, I want to welcome on my next guest. We've got two-time Pro Bowler, host of Blitz TV, longtime Philadelphia Eagle, Trent Cole. Trent, how's everything going?
Great, man. Just out here, just living the dream, man. It's hot out, and we're out here still working. I'm out here on the farm, getting things done, and hopefully I can get out and do some fishing this afternoon.
That's awesome. So the pandemic really is not affecting you that much because you can kind of just do your thing.
Yeah, it's not affecting me. The reason why it's not affecting me because I'm a full-time farmer, and no farmers, no food. So you know how it is. It has to go, and we're essential.
Yeah.
So we had to keep moving, and all we need is just the markets to keep, to go up. As far as when it comes to commodities, because that's what keeps farmers in business. And right now with the way the world is, man, it's just it's broken. And, we got to get it fixed very soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I keep seeing these small changes have been done, but there are monumental changes that need to happen. And it can be happening around the country. It needs to happen in Congress. And I think that's what it needs to be the next steps. I mean, this stuff it needs to end.
It's far above our heads.
Yes.
And I think that we are fighting a fight we shouldn't be fighting. No. As citizens, we shouldn't be. Just as my opinion, I think we're wasting our time fighting. We need to be, all of us come together, and we need to be, we got to go to Congress.
Yeah. I think all of this stuff has shown that the country is divided, but the amount of people that are divided are a select few. And I think we're seeing that now in the overarching majority. They're realizing that, okay, this is not happening. We're not dealing with this. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. So I want to ask you a little bit about your early on career. So how did you end up at Cincinnati?
Well, it's one of the things that I had scholarship to just about any place I wanted to go in the United States. It was pretty any college. I mean, coming out of high school as a all-state running back, ending my career as a well-known defensive lineman. It's crazy how it all started, but I wanted to stay in the state of Ohio. I'm from Ohio, as you know, and I'm from big buck country, and I'm a big hunter, and I love the outdoors. I love the farming community. I just love where I live at. I mean, it was the simple life. It was, as long as I knew that I was going to be all right because I was a hard worker, and that's why I could, I was okay. And I wanted to stay, close to home. So either it was going to be Ohio State, which I had a scholarship to Ohio State, or it's going to be University of Cincinnati. And I went towards Cincinnati because, my uncles used to coach there.
Oh, cool.
And I knew Rick Minner from a young age, at a young age, when he was with my uncle's coaching. And I just felt comfortable. But me, I was a very simple type person. Like I just didn't, it didn't matter where I went. I was an opportunist, and you gave me opportunity. I was going to take it a mile. So that's the type of person I am.
That's awesome. When did you start getting into the outdoors? Like at an early age?
Early age. I mean, when you waking up and watching your dad and them go out to hunt, and you can't go because they're too young, and they're coming back. You watch the night before, they're cleaning their guns. I can remember this. One day I was going to get me an 870 Remington Express because I was just so fascinated by my dad's gun, my dad's shotgun, and big rabbit hunters and stuff. And you see all his buddies come over the night before and hang out, and hang out in the garage and hang out in the back and excited for, to get out the rabbit hunt the next day, or it was deer season or something. And, and it just grew and grew from there. And then when you're around in this, the people you're around is everybody hunts, or I'm like from a big hunting community, and so it's just it's just instilled in you. You grow up and it's been around you, and like I said, it's I wouldn't change it for nothing. I mean, it's just. And then from there, you go to family. I was at a family reunion one day. I didn't know my uncle hunted like that, but he was a world-known archer.
Oh wow, cool!
He's a competition archer. You know what I'm saying? And my uncles on them was telling me, he's like, they say, hey, your uncle, he's a big hunter. And I think, okay, he hunts, he deer hunts and stuff, but no, he's a big hunter. This guy, my uncle Jerry, he moose hunts, bear hunts,
Wow.
whitetail hunts. He was doing it all. So, we hooked up, and he picked me up. He picked me up from school, took me to the house, and I packed up my stuff, and I was gone for the weekend. And ever since then, he took me down south, further down south, southern Ohio. And ever since then, I didn't want to come back. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never wanted to come back every time I went down there. But like I said, it's, it's I had a lot of influence around me. And, and like it starts with, it starts with the kids. I mean, you got to get to the kid, like with kids, you got to get to them early, and because you're building for the future. And that's just a prime example.
I just saw that apparently there's a bear walking around on the campus at University of Kentucky. So I don't know if he's around or if he's free to handle that. So it's wild. John Calipari must be like, I'm not going outside. I'm staying in. So no, yeah, it's wild. That's interesting. And then, so at what point did football become so big that you had to kind of scale back your interest in the outdoors?
Well, when I got to college, it required a lot of my time. You can't go back all the time because, you're out on your own now. This is the first time you ever became poor in your life. You're actually really poor on your own, your life, the first time in your life. So, I try to, I was going back home just to work. Just trying to make some money, and also I was just paying pretty much to go back to hunt. I was paying for gas money to go back to home to hunt. Pretty much, I was just wasting all the gas, but I didn't care. I don't regret one bit of it, And luckily, I had people there that I found a hunting spot when I was there in college. A guy named Chris Dahl, very good people, and he took me out on his hunting place, some of his hunting spots around the area, and he knew one of the coaches there, and so I met him, and it was all good. But like I said, man, it's crazy how everything worked.
Definitely. And then, so at what point during your college career did the NFL become like more of a reality than it had been?
Like I said, I was one of them guys. Like, hey, I was looking for the next day. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be. What could I do then? What could I do tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? I did this today, and I already put it behind me. I had put it behind me. I had almost psychologically trained myself to put it behind me and work for tomorrow, and prepare myself for tomorrow after whatever I've done, whatever I did. And it never came across my mind until you keep hearing people saying, "Oh man, you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna be in the NFL." And I heard this in high school.
Oh wow!
I heard this in high school. You said you're gonna be there one day. You're gonna be in the NFL. I heard this in high school, but I never paid attention to it because I just love playing the game. I was just passionate about the game. I love playing all sports: baseball, basketball. I played them all. Baseball was my first love at first.
Oh, cool.
You know what I'm saying? But football was just like, that's big in Ohio where I'm from. And, I went on with the football thing, but like I said, it's just with the football aspect of everything, that's what I went with.
Definitely. And what was your draft process like?
It was slow. It was slow because there was a lot of factors that played into my situation, a lot of bumps in the road. When I first started working out, you working out for the draft and stuff. I ended up getting sick and I got pneumonia.
Oh, wow.
I got it 2 different times. Yeah, so I worked out so hard. I got pneumonia. I hurt myself. But I couldn't go to the combine. I couldn't perform, and they had sent me home. And I actually did get to perform. Actually did get to play in the what do you call it? The Shrine Bowl, was it? The Shrine Bowl down in Alabama? Yeah, Shrine Bowl, and I actually got to play in that. And I had to go back to the hospital right after the game.
Jeez.
I was in there for 4 days. So this pneumonia was bad, man. So it hurt me in the draft aspect of things, but I did get picked up. I was, like I said, I didn't care where I was going to go. I was very grateful that the Philadelphia Eagles picked me up, gave me opportunity, Andy Reid, and, I'm just very grateful for that. And I just took it from there. Like I said, I'm an opportunist, and I tell anybody, you can't. Hey, anybody give you opportunity, man, just you got to take it and take it as far as it's going to go.
Did you have like a chip on your shoulder since all these teams kept passing on you, or you kind of knew like, okay, like the pneumonia and
oh yeah, you got a chip on your shoulder, man. When you're building when you're get prepared for that draft, you do got a chip on your shoulder, man. I mean, it's like you're waking up every day, you're training hard, you just train hard. You know, it's just like I got to perform, I got to do whatever I got to do. How can I be great every day in this? You know, what I'm saying, while I'm training, I got to be great every day. And you know, it's you know, it can be it can be stressful at times too. You know, depending on your situation.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm very grateful for just the opportunity. That's all.
Yeah. What was your first experience like when you got to the city of Philadelphia? Because the city of Philadelphia is very unique.
Yes, it
The
is.
people are very unique.
Yes, it is, man. It's when I first got there, it was a culture shock to me. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a culture shock to me. You know what I'm saying? When you come from, you know, where I come from, either it was white or black. You know what I'm saying? White or black, but shoot, when I got to the East Coast, it was like, man, I seen every race. Every race. I was like, man, it's diverse here. The music's diverse. It's just everybody listens to everything. It's just like one big melting pot here compared to where I come from. And but when I first got there, I said, where are the woods? So where it was, and they pointed me over the bridge to Jersey. Okay, they pointed me over the bridge to Jersey, and it was I was gone, and I wasn't coming back. I was coming back for work. That was it.
Unbelievable. That's wild. That's interesting. So is that where you kind of did a lot of your outdoor stuff, like hunting? Was it mostly in Jersey? Because not really, like, unless you go like up in the mountains in Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
not really much.
There's hunting everywhere, man. There's hunting everywhere, all 50 states. You know what I'm saying? It's and I love Jersey, and I reside it here to this day.
Oh, cool.
You know, and I love it's a sportsman's paradise on the East Coast, man. There's so much to do as far as when it comes to the outdoors. You know, other than hunting and fishing that I do. Man, camping to hiking to, I mean, you name it, it's here, man. It's a great place to be. And, you know, we just got to treat it like that. And, you know, and we got to treat it and keep it like that. Yeah. And it's a great place to be, I have to say.
Definitely. And then, so what was your first, was there an adjustment period for you for your rookie season, or was it relatively simple for you?
Very simple for it. I say simple for me because I was very, very grounded, like simple type person. Like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? Even though I could go there and have a great time, but I'm not. I got to get up and go hunting in the morning. I want to go hunt in the morning. So if I'm gonna get up and go hunt in the morning, I gotta get some sleep. You know, and so that's what kept me grounded. You know, but it was like I said. It was a great experience, man. It was a lot of fun, man. I met a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? There's times where I got starstruck because when I first got there, because there's people that, man, I used to play video games with some of my buddies, with some of these guys that are right now I'm competing for a spot with them. You know that, so it's like it's pretty crazy. Pretty great experience.
What's the earliest you went hunting on the same morning that you had an early practice?
Duck hunting. Waterfowl hunting is good for that. That's the only thing you could do is waterfowl. So I had a couple of buddies I met there. Then when he was playing, and we would go duck hunting in the morning before practice because we could get an hour in. It was a great time. Duck hunting. Yeah, everybody knows. You know, a big flock comes in. I mean, bam, 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 bam. I mean. It's hard to explain, but like I said, if we could get an hour in, we got an hour in, and I'm not gonna lie. We used to get back to the facility, get out of the truck, strip down our waders and stuff, all our waders and everything. I mean, we're walking in looking like we just walked out of bed because we stripped down for waders and everything. So we was times when we running inside the building trying to get there on time with socks on, running out of the parking lot, running through the parking lot. So. I could tell you some plenty of stories about like that, but I wouldn't take them back for one bit. It was a great time and made a lot of friends and friendships and some great memories.
Did you ever take Coach Reid out hunting?
No, but he always would ask me about my adventures and stuff, and he's a big fisherman himself.
That's cool.
And
that's awesome.
So he kind of like I see a lot of people kind of live the outdoors through me a little bit. And, that's what I do. And that's the reason why I do what I do now. I was doing television and for the outdoor industry and stuff, and I'm still at it.
Which NFC East team did you enjoy beating the most?
I always said I'm always gonna put the Cowboys in there. Okay, I always gotta put the Cowboys in there. But I gotta say, man, the Giants,
Oh,
man.
really? I think you were
Dude,
saying Skins.
that was a battle, man. That was a great battle, man. Always a great battle was the Giants. I don't care what anybody says. I always had fun playing the Giants. You know, it was just one big battle, and that's all I can say about that. When it comes to that, man, it's just people tend to leave the Giants out of it. You know,
Interesting. That's wild. And then who's the toughest quarterback for you to bring down in your whole career?
toughest quarterback would be. I'm gonna say Cam Newton.
Really?
I'm gonna go with Cam Newton. I'm gonna go with Cam Newton because I'm not like I'm gonna tell you a little story about Cam Newton. He's young. He's first just getting in the league, you know. So, and we got our scouting reports, and we was talking about this guy. And we people were talking about, oh, he's a big dude. You know, we're in the film room just the days leading up to the game. It's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? And the coach warned us about how big he was. So we get out on the field, come start the game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to check him out. I'm sizing him up.
Yeah.
I'm sizing him all up. And he comes walking on the field from the coach getting his plays, walking on the field to start the game. Gary, start the game. I'm standing there, I'm all pumped up. And, man, I saw him walking. I just started looking at him like this. And, I looked back at my team. I looked at the rest of my guys. I looked over, I yelled at my guys. I was like, guys, this guy is bigger than our whole defense. I was like, Jesus. I said, this kid is bigger than our whole defense. He's bigger than all our linebackers. He can play defense end for us.
Unbelievable.
So he was a big dude. He was a big dude, but I have to say this, what I did ever get a hold of him, I had to flip him. I had to take his legs from under him because he's a big person. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So he just signed with the Pats. What do you think of that situation?
That's gonna be very interesting. My eyes is gonna be on the Pats. I ain't gonna lie to you. My eyes is gonna be on the Pats with that one. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got a fresh start, man. I think he's a great quarterback. I do. I think Cam's always been a great quarterback. Yeah, he's an all prototype quarterback. I mean, he's tall. He's got everything. And when a guy get a fresh start, and new doors open, when doors close, new doors open, and you never know he might come with it. He might bring it. So I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited, especially him being with Belichick. A great coach like Belichick. I'm pretty excited to see what Belichick can do with him.
Every single business in the city of Newton, Massachusetts, should have put a phone call into New England Patriots in the last 48 hours. Come on, like it's perfect marketing. Come on,
it is.
Welcome. I'm telling you, I'm like it's perfect. It's wild.
It's a perfect match, ain't it?
Yeah, they can do the funny font too. I don't know where he gets that with the lines and and all that. But he's incredible. The fact that he hasn't a job, I'm like, just former MVP was in the Super Bowl like 4 or 5 years ago. Like I know he had a couple surgeries, but come on, Superman, come on, man.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Definitely. And then so in 07, 09, when you're Pro Bowl, what really clicked for you those years?
Just I was just a go-getter. I wanted to be, to this day, no matter if it was on the field or off the field, I want to be successful. I want to be productive. I had to be productive, successful. I had to be doing something. I don't care if it's when I wake up in the morning, make my bed. I want to be productive. I want to be doing something, and that's all it was. It was a self-taught driven motor that I have. You know what I'm saying? You can't coach it. It's one of them things where it's you. You have to go, and it takes practice, and that's where I got it all from practice. I got myself to a point in practice where I was going to go hard every play in practice, and it showed. You know what I'm saying? When you look back at everything, it was practice. It was all practice. You know what I'm saying? I knew when I was in practice and I'm standing on the sideline in practice, I knew I only had 2-3 seconds to go hard. You know what I'm saying? And then I was going to be on the sideline just standing there drinking water, waiting for the next, the next squad to go in. But I always remember, though, I always say to myself, I only get what 3 to 5 seconds to go out there and practice. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and one down, 1 or 2 downs, and that's it. So I had to make the best of it.
Yeah. And what you were saying with like hard work, I think a lot of people always think about it. They always want to copy like successful people, but I feel like for some people, a drive doesn't turn off like that. You
No,
just want to go at it every day.
go every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. That's it. That's wild. And I have a question. So when you were some of your playoff games, were you hunting those mornings too, or they'd be like, hey, we need you like rested?
No, I made sure I made sure I got my rest. I was always taught. I always was taught to say take care of business first and play later.
Yeah.
So that's always was taught. So
that's wild. That's wild. And then so what was it like when the quarterback change went from McNabb to Vick?
it was like I said, it was I mean, they're both great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just great to be able to call both of them teammates because they're always, you know what I'm saying, they're legends to the game. And when you're, like I said, when you're growing up and you see these guys as a kid, man, McNabb, Michael Vick, I mean, one of the fastest guys. I used to use that guy all the time on video games.
Madden.
Yeah, and now these guys are your teammates, man, and it's an honor that I can say that's an honor to have teammates like that. Now I can call them guys my teammates, and my brothers. And when it went from McNabb to, it was different. You got more of a speed guy compared to a guy who stays in the pocket. But like I said, you can't take away from Mike Vick. Mike Vick had an arm, man. He was accurate, man. I don't care what anybody says, man. I pay attention closely because being the defensive end, that's what I do. I study quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And man, he was good. He was good at throwing that ball, and when he needed to run, and he had it all.
When he joined the team, were you like, damn, I'm so glad I don't have to tackle this guy anymore?
No, actually, I would have to say that because whenever we go against him, we knew that he could run, he could wear a team down.
Yeah.
I mean, he could wear a team down, and that also was one of his weapons. When he wanted to wear a team down, he could wear a team down.
Yeah. Do you think Lamar is the closest thing we've seen since Vick?
Yep.
Yeah.
I definitely. I'm 100 about that. Lamar he's special. He's very special. I'm excited about as he's getting older. And this is he's gonna get a lot more smart. He's gonna get a lot smarter, and he's gonna be slinging that ball around, running. He's gonna do whatever he's a go-getter. He's my type. He's the guy who's gonna try to make happen. When you see a guy play like him and running downfield like that, not caring to get hit and whatever, that's a go-getter. That guy's he's driven. I mean, he's got drive in him.
Yeah, I was talking to Bradley Bozeman, who's one of the linemen for them a couple weeks ago, and he said Lamar's even a better person than he's an athlete, and he's an unbelievable athlete. So I'm like, if this is a guy you want to go to war with, I'm like, they got a good one. That's wild. That's incredible. And then so when Andy left and Chip Kelly came in, they moved you to linebacker. What was that like?
It was a challenge, man. It was a challenge. See, I didn't frown at it. I didn't like throw a fit. I was like, okay, I'm being challenged here.
Yeah.
Okay, you're taking a man out of his element. You're taking a man this is what I do. I'm a pass rusher. I'm a DN. I play D tackle.
Yeah.
I play, I can play the whole line. I played the whole line for Chip Kelly. If you go watch the games, if people don't pay attention, I was playing nose all the way out to taking DeSean Jackson, Teal all the way down the field. I mean, covering them down the field. I was out in coverage. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I was challenged. You know what I'm saying? There's more behind that. Why I was challenged. But, I didn't care, and I was going to hit it head on. I didn't care. I was going to go there. I was like, this is going to be fun because I love challenges. I've been playing DN for a long time, and I have to say this. I had a ball playing outside linebacker. I had a great time. You know what I'm saying? And some people said, oh, man, they took you out of your element. I was like, well, guys, I have to say this. Like, man, I shouldn't have been taken out of my situation. But like I said, it was a great challenge. It was fun, and like I said, I don't regret one bit of it. I wouldn't take. I mean, I don't regret one bit of it.
No. And speaking of D-Jax, do you remember that return against the Giants?
Oh, I definitely remember that. That was one of the most exciting, I guess, in my career of football, most exciting moments, or top 3 exciting moments, I guess.
Are you surprised he's still playing today? Because he still got it.
Oh, he does. He's definitely still got it. He's fast. He's very special. He's a very special player. and you can see that in him when he first came in. I mean, he's just got it, you know. And I said I hope the best with him, recovering and all that stuff, and I think he's going to do very well.
Yeah, because remember last year, of course they play the Redskins in week 1, and he burns them, and then he had like over 100 yards and a touchdown, and then he's out for a while. I'm like, of course he destroys the Redskins, then takes a nice break. I'm like, that's fun. I'm like, he starts the Redskins. I'm like, what let this dude go for? Let him and go something now. But no, that's incredible. And then, so at what point did you start to see that your kind of time in Philly was kind of coming in, and how did the Colts come into the mix?
Just more of I was looking for a team to go to Super Bowl. I wanted to go to Super Bowl. That's just no lie. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows how I play, and I'm pretty simple, straight up. Tell you how it is, you know. And I wanted the Super Bowl, and I like, you know, it's too bad it didn't work out like it was supposed to. But you know, I went there because, you know, I like their defense. I like Andrew Luck, you know, and I still think Andrew Luck's a great guy. Even though his situation was over there and him leaving, I think he's a hell of a guy. I think one hell of a guy. And you know, some things just don't work out in the way it is. But like, hey, we're playing a sport, and we're very blessed and grateful that we have the opportunity to be able to play a game and get paid to do it. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So, you know, with the situation and things happening, you just got to let them be. You can't judge them. Everything happens for a reason. Being people, when you never know what's going on with somebody, you know what I'm saying, in somebody's life. So can't judge them. You know what I'm saying? You got to be supportive of people. But the Colts, like I said, went to the Colts and did 2 years there, and you know, and came back to Philadelphia Eagles and retired like I had planned to, and you know, and things are even better, and life's even better.
Speaking of Luck, when you found out he retired, did you know that? Do you have the feeling? Do you think he's done for good, or do you think there's any chance he comes back?
I don't know. Like I said, you never know what's in that man's situation there, what he's got going on there. But the only thing is you just got to be supportive of what he's doing. You know, you know, I don't think he's doing it for the wrong things. Knowing him, I think he's one hell of a guy. He's a great person. He's just, you know, and he was in a situation. There was a situation that maybe you never know what was going through his head, or he might not want to be in that situation, or he might want to do something different in life. He might want to just take his life down a different road instead of playing football. He might want to just get out into the business world. You never know. But you got to be supportive of it because, you know, we get paid to play this game, and you know, and we put our bodies through a lot of stuff, you know, and he's been through a lot, you know, and when you're getting dinged up like that, and your life could be on the line, you never know what was going on with him.
Yep.
Like I said, you know, I'll take you'll walk away, you know.
Before he was your teammate, did he ever compliment you when you tackled him?
Oh yeah, he used to shrug his shoulders, like, you know what I'm saying. He used to say good one. He's like, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I used to sack him. And I used to sack him. He was like, oh, good job. I'm like, oh my God. I'm walking back to the huddle like, oh, this guy was told me.
It's like a mind game. He's throwing you off. He's like, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I want to hit him, but I don't want to hit him. I don't want to hit him.
He was tough, man. He was tough, dude. He was tough. He was a good sport.
That's all. That's wild. And then how did, when you went to retire as an Eagle, how did that process? Did you have that in mind? Like, this is what I want to do. When I decided to hang it up, this is what I want to do. Is it retire?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was already planning everything from the jump. You know what I'm saying? That was just who I was. I was a go-getter. I was you know, you got an off season. I think the off season is the hardest part about the NFL. But still, I got to keep moving. I got to be productive. I got to wake up every morning. I'm waking up every morning very early. And to this day, you know, the last day when I retired, I woke up very, very. I wake up very, very early in the morning, and to this day, like I said, everything's, you know, I see what I've done. You know what I'm saying? What I built from day one, and it's nice to be able to come and fall back on it and take it to greater heights.
How happy were you to see the city of Philadelphia win a Super Bowl?
The static, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got to play there, you got to, you know, if you live in that, you know what I'm saying, if you live in that city or live in Jersey or in the East Coast, and you've been around Philly fans
Yeah.
for a long time, and you know the history, and you see the loyalty, you see the pride.
Yeah.
The pride. You see the pride. You hear how when people every time I'm around, people say, "Man, my uncle used to have these seats. I used to have this seats. I had this seat." The pride of it, you know what I'm saying? And to see these people. I mean, tears in people's eyes when you just winning other ball games. I mean, it's just grateful to see a city like that to be able to get a Super Bowl. And you know, it was coming. It was due. And you know, I was grateful to be able to see it. You know what I'm saying? See it happen. So
And they beat Brady, which is good too. So
yeah, that's a big.
that's wild. And then Coach Reid won it in February, which feels like 7 years ago with everything going on right now. When they beat San Fran, I feel like it was a long time coming. Like you knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping the best for. I mean, I was all Andy Reid all team Andy Reid, and you know he's a great coach. One of the best coaches I've ever had, and you know he's taught me a lot, and he motivated me when he was in love with the Eagles, and I mean the things he would tell me, you know, being a pass rusher to because he knew what was in me, he knew what I could do, and he wanted me to be the best I could be. And just by his actions and what he did as a coach, you know, the things he said to me, you know what I'm saying, that's all it is. When a coach talks to a player, that's all he needs. That's all a player needs, you know. And that's what he would, things like this. There's little things like he would tell me, "Hey, I want you to get to that quarterback in 2 steps in practice.
Yeah.
I want you to get to that quarterback in 2 steps," knowing in hell that I was going to get to that quarterback in 2 steps. But in my head, that's what I really was trying to get to that quarterback in 2 steps. So that was my state of mind from here on out when he was telling me small things like that. And there was other things he had told me as well. But I was all team, you know what I'm saying, team Andy Reid, and I was rooting for the Chiefs, you know, and because like I said, you know, they once was at the Eagles, and then you know they all shifted over from trainers. Everybody went over there. You know, it's family. You know, that's just how it is. So it's just great to, you know, that he's finally got one, and he deserves it 100.
Definitely. And so speaking of your hunting and your show, because the buck on the left has been looking at me this whole time. I've been staring at that right back there. No, I thought he blinked at me. No. That's what. So how did your show come about? Because I think it's fascinating.
Show. Oh yeah. Well, that, like I said, childhood, man. I pretty much from all my parents and my family. I just took it to another level. You get, I grew up around where I'm from. There's other TV shows that were operating already, and you know, I was influenced by Dick Butkus, and Tom Moran, and them guys, and you know, you had a football player who was actually doing ESPN, doing hunting shows. So I was inspired by that, you know, and you know, come to getting, you know, when I got some change in my pocket, you know, when I got to the league, you know, I was like, we've seen these other TV shows doing hunting around us. And we're like, man, we're hunting far next to these guys. Why can't we do this? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got a couple cameras, and you know, there was a couple buddies of mine, and Matt Hyatt and Richie Elam and Kyle Boris, and we all went after it, and we had a great time. You know, we was just doing it for fun. And then all of a sudden it got bigger. People wanted to be on our staff.
Oh, cool.
And then it started becoming a business, and, you know, start getting bigger and bigger. And then I was like, heck, so we might as well just roll with it. You know what I'm saying? And just kept going from there. And then to this day, here we are. We're on national television, prime time on Sportsman Channel, and on a whole bunch of other networks, and Sportsman. Also, we're all in Canada. And, you know, it's going great, and we got some big things on the horizon here.
That's awesome.
And actually, we're airing this week. Our first airing
cool.
is this week for this year, this new season this year. If anybody want to go to our social media page. Or,
I can plug it all. I'll put all the links, everything up in there.
Yeah. All that.
That's awesome. So. That's so cool. And I saw because I was looking at your Instagram today. You were like, you got some sort of fish. What did you get? That's you get some
snakehead. Man, it's not known as it's an invasive species.
Oh, really? Okay.
We don't want them. So you're supposed to kill them once you do catch one. You're supposed to kill them because they're invasive, because they do eat up everything. You know, I was out and I seen a bunch of them. I seen a breeding ground, which I didn't like seeing. That's not good to see that many snakeheads out there. But I try to do my duty of catching some and trying to expire a few of them. And that's what I try to do.
So it says you got a snapping turtle, or I saw I was looking at your Instagram. You got like is that a snapping turtle? Is it, you saw it, or you have one?
Which one?
I saw something that says like you got a snapper, and it's like walking through the grass or something like that.
Snapper.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Hold on.
Let me see. It was looking at I don't know where it is. Yeah, no, I was looking at this. What? And then so, how do you manage all your time with being a full-time farmer and then with your show and everything else?
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, people always ask, like, man, you're a busy person, man. Like, you're a busy person. But see, the thing is, though, guys, if I wouldn't be doing this if I couldn't do it. So I have everything I do complements each other.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm in the outdoors. Okay. So a lot of my companies that I own and stuff, they have to deal with outdoors, and a lot of stuff it's running itself.
Yeah.
I don't have, you know what I'm saying? What I started back in 2005 when I first got it, now it's running itself. And with the outdoor things like the TV show, the farming, the different ag companies that, you know what I'm saying, that I own and stuff.
That's awesome.
Guys, remember, I'm right there at the core. I'm still in the core. I don't have to leave. I can stand in one spot and operate. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
So people got to know, like, I can operate from one spot because I'm already there. I'm already where I need to be. I'm around farming, around the hunting. I'm around where I'm doing my shows and stuff. I do it right there in the field.
I have a question: is when you're hunting and you're hunting big game? I don't know anything about hunting, but when you're hunting big game, is it sort of the same thing when you're like when you're thinking about trying to bring out a quarterback? Is it kind of the same blood flowing, like just like similar?
No, it does. It is all correlates, like it says, on and off the field. Like the way I approach things, like, you know, there's a discipline to when you approach. There's a respect, you know what I'm saying, and the strategy. You know, it's called being smart, not being going in there blind. You know what I'm saying, blinded, because I'm going in with a purpose.
Yeah.
I'm going in the purpose to sack that quarterback. Yeah. I'm going in the purpose to harvest the big buck. I've been getting on my stuffed trail cameras or something, showing up. You know, I'm going in with a purpose and when I mean by it, there's many things behind that purpose. Is discipline, respect, and strategy.
Definitely. Well, this has been awesome, man. Thank you so much again for chatting. And for people that don't follow you, how can they find you on social media? And then how can they find your show?
Well, guys, you can also my personal page is at Colebuck58 on Instagram, and also you can go to our my Blitz TV page. Show page is Blitz_TV. And also you can check out the at Blitz TV fishing. So, you know, I got a fishing sector so it's all outdoors, you know, then hunting, fishing, if you're an outdoorsy person. And also if you're just very interested in checking it out and seeing what it's like to, you know, for a guy like me to be on the outdoors and doing what I'm doing, like I said, follow and share and tag along and on the journey after, you know, the life after football.
Oh, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much again for chatting. I'm glad everybody's doing well, but this has been awesome.
I appreciate you having me, man. It's been a long time coming, man. Definitely. And I can't thank you enough to have me on.
Definitely.